Hi everyone, welcome to Ask Me Doctor Season 4, a health video series for you and your family. I'm Aliza Sarah from motherhood.com.my. I don't know about you, but I remember when I was growing up, my mom used to always pressure me into brushing my teeth by showing me pictures of kids with rotten teeth. So that's actually always, it scares me into brushing my teeth. And when it comes to tooth decay, is it true that it only happens when you're a sweet tooth? So let's get to the bottom of this with Dr. Tan Yihan from Q&M Dental Clinic. Hello Dr. Yihan, how are you and welcome to our show.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. I'm really excited to be on motherhood.com.
Yep.
Let's get into it.
Yes, let's get into the topic today. So jumping into our first question, let's draw the mystery question of the day.
Ooh. So do I read it out?
You can give it to me, but you can take a pic.
Cheat sheet.
Alright, so our first question for today would be, when do baby teeth appear?
Yes, usually we would expect the baby teeth to come out at around 6 months of age. But some babies, they do tend to be a bit later. Even before 1 year old is fine. But we need to be aware of one condition called neonatal teeth. This kind of situation happens when the baby is born, there is already a tooth present in the mouth. So it is good to let the ONG have a look. If not, then you can bring them to dental. Usually they are rootless teeth. Then they will cause problem when the baby is suckling.
I see.
So usually those are areas that we have to be aware of.
So this happens very rare, right?
Yeah, not very often, but sometimes it does happen.
Alright, so jumping into our second question, will you be able to draw our second question from the parents out there? Yes.
There you go.
There it is. Okay, so our second question for today is, what is baby tooth decay and how does it happen?
Baby tooth decay, or early childhood caries that we call it, it happens when the tooth structure is losing calcium from the enamel and also the dentine surfaces. How does that happen? Is because when we eat food or when the babies are drinking milk, what happens is if they don't clean them off soon enough and they are left there for hours or even days, what will happen is all those carbohydrates or sugars inside our food or inside the milk will turn into acid, and then they will erode the surface of the teeth called enamel. And then at first it will appear as a whitish appearance. It's like frosty. It's like you look at the eyes, right? They become frosty.
Right.
They will appear as that at first, and then slowly what will happen is they will turn brown. In the end, they will become a hole, a cavity.
What about for toddlers? Can you explain on how do we prevent toddlers from getting this tooth decay as well?
It's the same kind of principle. We don't want the food debris or the milk to get stuck on the surface of the teeth for too long. Yeah, so the important thing is to, especially before sleep, most importantly, don't let the baby holding the bottle and fall asleep with that. So what you have to do is make sure after the milk, they have to drink water, and also they have to use a wet handkerchief, wipe them off, or use a finger brush when they're above 1 year old. Once they get a full set of teeth usually before 3 years old, then you can let them have the toothbrush, let them hold it and brush themselves. First without toothpaste.
Okay.
Yeah, first without toothpaste. And during 2.5 to 3 years old, once they can follow the instruction of spitting, okay? Son, spit. Then they were able to follow instruction to spit out the toothpaste. Then of course you can start introducing toothpaste into your bedtime routine or in the morning routine.
Alright, jumping into our third question for today. Can you draw out the third question?
Here you go. Now this time I don't want to look at it.
Okay.
You get it.
So are you ready for the question?
Sure.
Okay, so the third question from the parents out there would be, why are children more likely to have tooth decay?
Children and adults, we have the same tendency to get tooth decay if we are not careful with how we take care of our oral hygiene.
Right.
In this case, in children or toddler, actually parents, they play a very big role. They do play a very big role in whether or not their kids get tooth decay.
Okay.
Because most importantly, how you take care of your teeth, the
Right.
method of your take care of your oral hygiene determines whether or not you get tooth decay. Because
Take care of their teeth.
babies, toddlers, children, they don't have this awareness of oral hygiene. They
That's
just
true.
want to play and have fun. When they are tired, they just want to sleep.
What is oral hygiene?
Yeah. Apa tu berus gigi? Something in my mouth going around. I cannot swallow, and sometimes I don't like the taste. They don't like having something in the mouth. So parents have to kind of force the routine on them.
Forceful.
Yeah. So how do we have to do it? It's like every time after meal or after food, let them drink some water, and after 15-30 minutes, brush. If they are really young, use a wet handkerchief. If they are toddler, use a finger brush. They are more than 2 or 3 years old, use a children toothbrush.
Right.
If they can follow the instruction of spitting, introduce toothpaste.
So, okay, now we're gonna jump into our fourth question for today. So are you
Bring
ready?
it on.
Are you ready to draw the fourth question?
Okay.
Okay, so the fourth question is, what are the symptoms of tooth decay?
I'll explain it from the initial part until the most severe part, right?
Okay,
so
sure,
at
sure.
first, how would we notice is you will notice the tooth surface become frosty white.
So it's not shiny, right?
It's not shiny, become matte surface, and then slowly it will turn brownish.
Okay.
That cannot be brushed off.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and if you leave it there, sooner or later it will become a cavitation, a hole. That is when we have to do filling on it. If we
Okay.
still not manage at that stage, it will progress into what we call a nerve infection, a tooth nerve infection, where the kid will experience toothache. Even worse, they may develop abscess, a big swelling over there. That's when the kid cannot sleep, parents cannot sleep.
Okay, doctor, so let's
Right.
jump into our fifth question for today. Okay, will you be able to draw the question? Yes, go deeper. Alright, so for the fifth question we have is, what should we do if there's a decay?
Well, when you realize there's a cavitation, there's a hole.
Basically, a decay is a hole, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Decay is, of course, it started from the frosty
Yes,
white part, but when it progresses into a cavitation, a hole, there is nothing much a parent can do to except to bring them in and then to
Okay.
do a filling. Yeah, because once a hole has formed, food
Can't do
debris,
anything about it.
tooth debris and bacteria will get stuck inside.
Okay.
And then it will make the situation worsen. The hole may be bigger and bigger, and slowly it will invade into the nerve region and causing toothache to the kid. So once you notice any cavitation or hole in the tooth, nothing much you as a parent that you can do except to bring them in to a dentist and get the tooth filled.
We're jumping into the last question. Will you be able to draw?
Last question here.
Yes, thank you. You want to take a peek?
No, you
No.
take a peek.
Okay, so are you ready for question number 6?
I hope it's a lucky draw.
Okay.
What do I get? TV?
No, you don't. You get a question.
Okay, bring it on.
Okay, so the last question is, how can we prevent baby tooth decay?
Most important factor, oral hygiene, brushing. Always we will because we see the baby is lying down, we see our toddler lying down, we don't want to wake them up to brush their teeth anymore, right? So actually we have to be a bit stern. Really, they have to wake up, they have to brush their teeth, then only go to sleep. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the most important thing. And of course, parents themselves have to constantly or at least weekly take a look at their toddler or their children's mouth. And when you see anything unusual that is happening, you should bring them in and also let the dentist have a look, as well as every 6 months to at least once a year, bring your kids in, even though they have no cavity, no complaints, you should bring them in for a regular checkup, maintenance. Let the dentist do some polishing, maybe scaling, or maybe apply some fluoride gel for them for caries, cavity prevention.
Right.
And also, most importantly, let them be familiarized with the dental setting.
Okay.
Yeah, when you do all these steps correctly, definitely there will be minimal risk for the tooth cavity to happen, and the baby will not suffer.
You know, on top of this topic, when it comes to preventing tooth decay, I guess one of the culprits would be giving too much candy, correct? So I don't know,
Yes.
like technically you can't really separate toddlers from candy.
In our current society, we are unable to run away from sweet foods. The culprit of tooth cavity is not just sweet foods, sweet treats like candies and so on. It is also from carbohydrates.
Oh, carbohydrates.
Whatever foods that are made from flour, rice, even noodles,
Oh, okay.
bread, biscuits.
What we eat every day.
Exactly. If we are not careful, you let them get stuck in our oral cavity and don't brush them off. Even you think that it is not sweet, they are not sweet, but still, once after the process of the bacteria, the carbohydrate will be broken down into sugar, and sugar will be broken down into acid. That is when the tooth cavity happens.
Yeah,
Do
will
we
you
make sure?
be able to show what's the proper way to brush your toddler's teeth? I know.
How to brush your children or your toddler teeth. So once they are able to follow instruction of spitting, you can introduce toothpaste. If they do not know how to spit properly, you can use a toothbrush or a finger brush in order to brush their teeth. The method, what is the best method? Actually, the best method is to separate the top and bottom teeth and brush them separately. Don't brush this way, right? Separate them top and bottom, and when you go in circle. Don't go in and out left and right. You go in circle and align the brush 45 degrees towards the gums. Right?
45
So
degrees.
toothbrush bristles can go to the tooth gum junction and clean them properly.
I see.
Yeah, make sure you clean all the surfaces, including the outside surface, the inside surface, as well as the biting surface. And of course, don't forget the end of the molar teeth or the big teeth. Make sure you go all the way to the end, because children sometimes they don't like foreign object in the mouth. When you touch the back area, they tend to spit out.
Yeah, I
But but try to make it a habit to go all the way to the end. Pay attention that you have to brush for at least 2 minutes. Spend more time brushing. 2 minutes is actually longer than you think. How do you know that you are brushing for at least 2 minutes? Of course, you can put a phone, put a phone in front of you and load a timer.
What about singing a song?
I have a song.
Oh, okay.
So this song, this classic song, Yesterday by the Beatles, they are almost exactly 2 minutes long. This is the perfect song for toothbrushing.
Oh,
So what you can do is bring your phone in, load up YouTube, play the song, put it in front of you and start brushing. Only stop brushing when the song finishes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Then I'll start listening to the song every day.
Oh, that's more enjoyable rather than putting a timer in front of you.
Oh, I must have memorized the whole song then.
Of course, you can start singing. Yesterday.
Okay, thank you so much, Doctor, for sharing those really valuable tips. And also, special thanks to Morning Kiss for sponsoring this episode of Ask Me Doctor. Morning Kiss Junior Morphe Starter Kit is your kid's perfect start to healthy oral care. It is gentle on growing gums, contains no SLS, paraben, fluoride, and saccharin, and very convenient for kids and parents. Morphe is every kid's dental best friend. When Morphe is around, you can always count on him to make oral care a fun time for your kids. Alright, thank you so much for your time and sharing your knowledge with us, Dr. Han. And we hope you enjoyed today's program. For more informative and health-related videos for you and your family, be sure to stay tuned on Ask Me Doctor. Thank you for watching our video. Till the next time, I'm Aliza Sarah.
I'm Dr. Han.
And this is motherhood.com.my. Bye!